going for the Ignite Zero.
Ignite Zero.
Trademark SOFM Ignite Zero.
Yeah, we were talking about how SOFM is such a good player. He would tower dive you as Zereth under your own turret. It's like so aggressive, and
Plays him like a Zed.
you play Zereth like Zed. That's how SOFM does it. And I think they've gone for a much smarter pick and ban phase this time. No Maokai mid, taking away King J's Aurelia and picking up a very early aggressive Jarvan pick to help complement the bot lane of Violet and Slarfor.
And King J this time, they have gone for 269, they have gone for King J on the Hack Room previously. The Hack Room has been working very well for 269, and I have to say, teams should be betting on this champion more against them.
Honestly, the Hack Room for King J is one of the priority picks. We've seen him pick that up and just utterly decimate teams when he starts his snowball. Beyond, once again on the Lissandra, I think I was very critical of his Lissandra play because as a Lissandra, you have to and you should look for those flanks, conceal your engage with terrain. But the previous game, he didn't really do it until those clutch moments where he finally pulled through for his team.
And they have the terrible law lane on the bottom side. We haven't really seen this for quite a while. Lucian and Trash going up against the more new meta of Janna and Grace. And with that, let's head into the game to find out how these two teams fared against each other. And starting on the blue side, we have Hanoi, Fu, Lewis.
Now on the red side, it will be Zotac 269. Once again, guys, it is a VOD, the rebroadcast from the Vietnamese stream. Unfortunately, we didn't get to live cast those games yesterday, so we'll be bringing it to you today. Don't forget, after this, there are 2 best of 2s, which we will show you the schedule for in just a bit. But for now, welcome to Summoner's Rift. Very early aggressive moves by 269. 3 members strong, King J, Heaven, and Beyond going for an invade.
The final King of War. Shows on the flag as well, the spell of its opponents. 269. Heaven going for the Rengar. Very interesting champion. Now, Rengar against the Zeref. That's going to give them the hard engage that they really want to be finding. And the question is, can the Lissandra and Hacker find the follow-up? They do have the Janna to blow back these champions as well. So, I have to say, for Lewis, they have a rather good composition on their hands.
The interesting thing is, as you mentioned, you pick up the Ignite on Zeref. Not something you do normally, but really good for adding extra kill pressure. Now, if King of War and SOFM find a 2v2 against Heaven and Beyond, they'll actually be more likely to come out ahead because SOFM will be able to poke down Beyond before the fight starts.
I mean, for SOFM, most people play Zeref like a mage. You just stand in the back line to get the heal, you get the barrier to stop yourself from dying, and you play this damage over time poke champion. But SOFM, he's so good on this champion, he plays it like an assassin. He just goes down there, bursts you down the lane, flashes in your face, gets the auto attack down and ignites you for
He'll flash, ignite you, and auto attack you on the turret just to prove a point. SOFM previously
exerting dominance.
Asserting dominance indeed. Previous game, he didn't really perform on that mid lane Maokai 0, 8, and 4. Looking for a better performance on Zereth this game. HFL. Here, Heaven and King J starting on the Crux, and it will be King of War as well as Shin on the Grom. So same side starts for both teams here. Very vertical jungling here.
You know, I have to kind of wonder if SOFM, he wanted to go for a tank Maokai. I wonder if that was a strategy for 5.5.
Yeah, perhaps so, because tank Maokai in 5.5 is actually really strong, considering you scale really well. And early gank here,
but
King
there
of
we
War.
go on to King J. This time, Full Lewis did not messing around, and it is going to be first blood going over the King of War.
Yeah, so he shows who's the better king now, and with the Hecarim set behind so early on, level 1, you don't pick up the devastating charge, and that's 0 escapes for you. Great job by King of War to take advantage of that, knowing that no flash as well means no escape. And if anything, they can just flash to chase. So a short kill there, 500 gold in the pockets of HFL to start off the game.
Beyond getting stunned up by SOFM. This was a very aggressive SOFM they were looking. He just walks forward and puts on so much pressure. Oh, he misses the Arcano Pulse. So Beyond does survive that one. I was pretty sure if that landed, the Ignite will be coming out.
I guarantee you, if that Arcano Pulse landed, he would have Ignite, flash, and auto attacked under turret for the kill. SOFM, as you mentioned, establishing dominance in the mid lane.
I mean, when SOFM plays this Zeref, you start to see accrue ridiculous ESDs over his opponents, and it's starting already, 18 to 11.
I think that's because of his style of play on Zeref. Normally as Zeref, you stay behind and poke as you mentioned, but SOFM, he moves forward and zones you off the wave despite playing Zeref, which is rather scary.
And I'm surprised that these teams that play against him, they just don't camp it out more, because they know he's so aggressive on this Zeref, rather immobile champion, but he's charging up the Arcano Pulse, just walk behind him and kill him.
That's a great point there. I think teams should start realizing that this Zeref is campable especially with the fact that, as you mentioned, Arcano Pulse slows you down when you charge it up. Just come from behind, CC him, force him to blow a flash, and revisit him to keep him behind.
Just playing so aggressively in the mid lane, but Shin, he has an early lead thanks to the assist that he got from King of War's gank. So trying to find a hook in the bottom lane, this time not so on point with the skill shots.
Alleviating a little bit of pressure using the Lantern, but because that's down, it opens up the opportunity to trade Starfall and Violet, going very aggressively onto Celebrity here.
Knockup goes down onto Lucian and Circle as well. Celebrity forced the hit away. Meanwhile, the top lane trading back and forth. They do get a equilibrium strike down on the King J. The Hacker just chopping away at chopping away at those minions.
He has to clear this wave out so he can...
Oh, stun onto Beyond. There we go. Landing the Eye of the Storm as well. Gets the return onto Mana. Arcano Pulse comes out. He gets snare up. Ignite goes on to Beyond. SOFM flashes away from that one. He dodges out. Deborah stuns of heaven. SOFM with the outplays. King of War right now just doing what he can. Eye of the Storm is going to slow heaven down. And this Rengar looks like he's in a bit of trouble. Arcano Pulse trying to find a kill. King of War. He gets the flag and drag. And that will be the kill onto heaven as well.
They're trying to give the kill over to SFM, but it doesn't really connect now. Violet coming up to help out his mid laner, and as you mentioned, so aggressive, but it works out for him because he's so good at outplaying these small things. The great stun onto Heaven while he was trying to kill SOFM bought him so much time, bought King of War so much time to get the return kill, and now 2-for-0, 3-0 HFL, the lead monumental at this point in time, 1.5 thousand.
And in the mid lane as well, that CS deficit is just going to be growing and growing. SOFM just playing this so aggressively, and the flash ignite for both mid laners is down. And I have to say, when you are a Xerath, when your opponent doesn't have the flash ignite, it's going to be working in your favor really well.
I thought it was a bit of a misplay, or rather, I thought it was going to go horribly when he flashed away from Jarvan, because you normally want to go accompany your jungler when a gank happens, but I think they played out amazingly in that instance.
Just juking out to Bola, and now 269 trying to respond to all that by going for the Dragon over here, but with the Pope as well as the Janna, HFL, they have the chance to contest this, but they're not going to be going for it, and 269, they will be securing the first Dragon of the game for themselves.
What 269 did was they shoved out the bot wave to the turret, called the jungler down, and went to 3-man it, and very great early movements by 269 to secure themselves the Dragon, to not put themselves in such of a in so much of a deficit.
Admin comes around and he's going to be securing his blue buff for himself. The rest of Lulu is now just playing a rather slow game, just waiting for the lanes to bully out your opponents, knowing that they have gotten a hit in this early stage and not really wanting to do too much to upset that 2000 goal hit.
Yeah, very interesting here. Heaven chose to take the blue buff instead of giving it to Beyond. I feel like that's because he's so far behind, he has to take it and get the experience so he can hit level 6 even quicker and make some plays for his team. And additionally, Beyond not really going to be able to keep that blue buff considering how much pressure SOFM and King of War put on him.
Now we see the Janna as well as Jara making some very aggressive roams in the opponent's side of the jungle. Heaven just barely surviving out against the wolves over here. And this is the thing about a Rengar jungle. If you fall behind early on, recovery is rather difficult.
Speaking of recovery, two members going to put some pressure on the top lane directed camera. Not really showing us that now, but Shin shoving King J away from the turret. He managed to spot out the journey of King of War, Starfall, as well as SOFM to the top lane, so playing it very safe here, this Hacker Rim.
SOFM has level 6 available, that is the right of the Arcane available to himself. Let's see if he will be making any spectacular plays with the 3 shots from the ultimate.
Hopefully he manages to land those 3 out of 3 shots, as you mentioned, 3 tries for $1. So
but this time once again, Heaven gets caught up, and there we go. Rowdy Arcane comes through, and it is the kill going over to SOFM. Starfall now catches up Beyond, knocks him up a little bit too early, and Lysandra will be able to escape away from that one. I have to feel when you see the first call coming out, calm yourself, 1, 2, 3, and straight away cast the knockup.
Yeah, and the thing is, the later you cast it, the better it is, because even if you delay the early cast and he takes the claw early, it doesn't open as much distance as it would when he takes it later on. So Starfall, maybe a bit of a misplay there for HFL, costing them 1 potential kill onto Beyond.
I think a better way to do that was to count half a second.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's very difficult because a full second is 1/1000, so you can go 1/1000.
In the heat of the situation, very hard to think these small things through. Starfall will find Zerg in the jungle, King of War for backup, SOFM as well.
Flashed away by Surf.
Very aggressive play from HFL early on, knowing they have the lead, just going so deep in the jungle, getting vision down. Starfall bringing friends as well. SOFM here.
SOFM with the roams right now, 77 to 65 CS. Only tells CS the hit the last time he had this matchup was Astro against Zeref against Astro, and he had a 40 CS lead over his mid lane opponent. So SOFM, he's just pressuring down to Heaven right now, and Heaven this Rengar, he's just
I feel really bad for him.
so much.
He's still level 5 compared to King of War's level 6, and he hasn't really cleared much of his jungle. Violet finds Celebrity in the mid lane. Beyond tries to escape. It's going to be a 2v1 in the bot lane. Violet backing off very safely. Not too much action now, despite the gold gap that HFL has opened up.
Starfall close out some wards on the bottom side of the map, and Full Lewis looking a lot much better this game.
Yeah, the good news for Full Lewis is that they are ahead. The bad news is 269's composition is designed to destroy SOFM, who is majority of their damage now. So what HFL has to do is kite backwards and ward up the flanks so they can't get caught out by Heaven as well as King J, whereas 269, they have to find perfect engages because they are in a trough now. They are behind in gold, and they will have to pinpoint exactly pick off SOFM.
Well, but I have to say that when Zeref goes for an ignite, it's just SOFM saying up, you know what guys, you guys are running some SQ shots, listen, just lockdown is for a telegraph. I'm gonna be able to dodge out all of that.
It will be up to him to dodge it out. Shin stuns down to King J, trades some damage over. Doing rather well in this instance. 10 CS ahead with the Phage and Tabais.
He does have it, and there we go. Is he gonna be popping the ultimate? Shin goes in. It's a Blaze Surge. Doing a fair amount of trade onto King J, and King J just pop his charge to move around a little bit faster. Both about the same amount of mana right now. We might see Heaven, he is level 6, he might be wanting to go for this gank in the top lane. No possible response, this might be a kill onto Shin.
Yeah, Shin's wave is pushing up to the turret, and that would signal Heaven to start the gank. Throw of the Hunt is available as you mentioned. Wonder if he'll pop it. Shin backing off rather safely. He has 2 wards in the top side, in the Tri-Brush as well as the River Brush, so he might be fooled into a false sense of security here.
Oh, but here comes Sir. They get it charged back and forth, and Shin with the outplay splashing out of that one.
In the bot lane, King of War engages onto Celebrity. Cataclysm
comes down. Starfall will to knock him, and that's going to be a delusion. The Ray buff is going to take him down, but it is the Jedi who gets the kill. SOFM with the Riot Arcane and the point back, he gets the kill. But Beyond comes in from the back and gets the lockdown as well.
The Ignite finished off Heaven, and that made it a 1-for-1 across the map. 2-for-1 for HFL, running away with the lead now, 4,000 gold. Very stark contrast compared to the first game.
Definitely indeed. SOFM 2-1 and 2 on the Zerf, already completing the Nomicon. We're gonna see more big plays out of this very prolific mid laner from the full of the squad.
Yeah, when he picks up meta champions and he plays them his way, it works much better when he picks up non-meta champions and plays them his way. I think that is a symbol of HFL essentially. They either go ham or they don't show up at all.
I'm actually kind of convinced that the Maokai was the 5.5 strategy. And then they realized that, oh crap, we're on 5.4, and then it doesn't really work out because you could go smite on Maokai in the middle lane.
Yeah.
And see how that works out. Now Celebrity just getting chunked on solo, gets taken down by the Graves as well.
Maybe the fact that they realize, oh, now it's 5.4, we can't adapt our draft to 5.4 and it works out even better for us. So, great point there, J-Storm.
Hang on to that because Full Lewis might be caught out over here. The Ring of Frost does land, and King of War is the one to be locked up. But here comes the teleport, and this fight is just gonna be huge right now. Violet gets exhausted, but he gets 1 kill onto Cirque, and now King J, he's gonna be riding away from this one. Equilibrium Strike does land, and it is the last bit of damage coming through. Starfall does pick it up. Beyond re-engages it, but he's gonna get knocked up. And Violet on the chase. Vanga jumps right in, but is he able to find a kill? The King of War cutting back and forth. They get the kill. Collateral damage as the icing on the cake.
Yeah, then that's the issue with the Lissandra. Your path is telegraphed and people can disengage so simply. You saw the Claw of Doom coming in. Starfall just popped Monsoon. They bought time for the rest of HFL to collapse, and at the end of the day, they come out even further from that. 7,000 gold now is the difference. It's been growing time after each fight, and HFL just looking so good in this game too.
I mean, Fu Lewis, this is their strength as a team. They're just very mechanically proficient. They're able to win out the skirmishes very well. And when it comes to fighting 1v1s, 2v2s, as long as the numbers are even, you just excel at it. Even sometimes winning situations where they're just undermanned.
Yeah, so here is the tricky situation now, as you talked about being undermanned. Well, HFL don't have the manpower around Dragon, whereas 269 do have the superior Dragon fight composition. So it's going to be up to them to escape. Hold on, there's the great engage.
SOFM, he might be in a little bit of trouble. He gets locked down by the ultimate. This time he isn't able to make the plays happen, because when you are in that frozen tome, the only place you're going to be going is death.
Yeah, Death Chamber now. Dragon available for 269. Not going to take that, instead choosing or opting for the mid lane tier 1. Going to give them access to the jungle if they take this out. But a great defense here for King of War, as well as Starfall will prevent that.
Oh, without the Seraph for the way through in the middle lane, but nonetheless King of War tries to go in for the engagement. The Bola Strike does catch him up. The Death Sentence does fall up, and King of War is going to be falling. Starfall tries to save him, but is unable to do so. Monster still on cooldown, but here comes Shin from the backline. So, taking a little bit too much turret damage. They save the turret, and now Violet is on the chase. Beyond is just big drop solo right now. Blaze Surge will be coming up soon. Beyond gets out of that one, and Fu Lewis, they're able to complete the chase. They're going on to Heaven. A Kudoman Strike comes up to slow him up, and Beyond just cutting back and forth. There we go. Violet flashes forward, gets the kill on the 2. Is he able to get 3? And the return damage does kill the Arella, however. The SOFM does have around the Arcane, but no one on 269 is just low enough for him to warrant popping that ultimate.
Yeah, SOFM, however, does have the wave with him. They're showing up very aggressively for it. Lands a lot of poke on the Celebrity, but with the shield on the tier 2 mid lane will prevent that. Stun is thrown up, shocking up, doesn't connect onto anyone, and Dragon available for HFL to try and take here.
Being cleared out. SOFM just hiding the brush. He wants to get the shocking up into the execution shoot. The trash or Lucian decide to move into check Dragon Pit. Lewis just playing this Bitcoin really decently, especially SOFM on the Zera. In fact, going for the Magi's on himself. Wow, what confidence. 2 Magi's on the side of Fu Lewis.
Yeah, they know they are far ahead and they want to take advantage of that, and I think it's a 50-50 situation, because with 2 Magi's, 269 can't necessarily focus one person down, and if it's the Janna that gets Magi stacks, well, she's going to be helping the rest of the team. If it's the Xerath with the Magi stacks, he's going to be bursting down your own team, so very 50-50 here for 269 to deal with.
So the rest of Fu Lewis right now split 1-3 and 1 Arella top lane, the Graves to the bottom lane. They want to be picking up a little bit more farm for themselves. Just letting the skirmishing style just work out so heavily in their favor. 269 on the other hand, they're looking a little bit more disoriented. But I have to say, when they're playing from behind 269, haven't really been looking all that impressive. But in their first time they played against Fu Lewis, it wasn't really a huge deficit that they managed to come from behind to win the game.
Blue buff will go over to SOFM here. It's much needed when you're playing a Xerath with a lot of wave clear. With the tier 1 mid turret that went down earlier on, it will be much easier to dive him with Throw of the Hunt and the Frozen Tomb.
Shin does now. King J, here comes Starfall as well, slows him down. It's gonna be the Monsoon to push him into the wall, and it's a very simple execution as Shin gets the kill of the King J's hacker him, and that sentence does land in. There we go, the Lantern Gang coming as well. Starfall being in a whole bunch of trouble, but here comes the Jarvan as well. They engage into the Lissandra, then now they have to be on the run. Fu Lewis to pick up a whole bunch of kills, and SOFM once again with the point blank ultimate. He's just gonna be taking so much damage, and he falls into one. Double kill goes over to Beyond. Heaven still on the chase. Are they able to get the execution? Janna with the passive, able to escape that one.
Yeah, someone should pass the memo to SFM that Xerath is a mage and not a frontline assassin, because he's been playing a bit too aggressively this whole game. Sometimes it pays off and sometimes it don't, and it doesn't. And in the instant, it did not pay off at all.
And now the Magi's is gonna be less than 5 stacks.
Yeah, it's Magi. It's not really picking up value for here. And not to mention, Violet was in the bot lane pushing all the while here, so Picking a rather bad fight HFL, uncharacteristic, but
Oh, she goes in the celebrity, just really bursting down with the ultimate as well. Fights breaking out everywhere. This time it's Violence to get caught, and he's gonna be falling to the lockdown of this one. Is he able to get any kills? No, he isn't, and Shin's still chasing onto the Rengar. Gets the Blaze Surge down. The Phage is good enough, and there's gonna be a 2-for-1 in two different sides of the map.
trading 2-for-1. HFL coming out ahead, 7,000 gold once again, still in the lead. Not being able to extend it anymore. Full Lewis here, a bit of a stagnant mid game, I want to say. Dragon won't be up for another 2.5 minutes here for neither team, so no big contest, no big objective to contest over.
I mean, I kind of feel that Full Lewis, they rely a lot on the individual prowess to adopt this very win lane win game style. And this is what they're doing. They're just playing to the style and extending the laning phase, just hitting into the lanes and not grouping up too aggressively. Waiting for 269s to be the one to respond to this aggression, and then punishing them out when 269's rotations are sloppy.
Yeah, which is really poor, because when you fight in lane, 269 can just say, oh, I don't want to fight here, I'm just going to let you push the wave to me and I'll farm. And that's how they've been turtling out for now. They haven't been able to get capitalized on by HFL despite the big goal lead that Full Lewis has picked up.
So Full Lewis now with a comfortable 8,000 goal lead for themselves. They have been able to push their advantage simply by pushing out those waves and picking up a whole bunch of CS. 50 CS lead in the top lane, 40 in the mid lane, and a 20 in the bottom lane.
Yeah, we do see the Tiamat being picked up by King of War here. Going very heavily in offense, or investing heavily in one offense item. Will allow him to duel out the backline of Celebrity if he gets the Cataclysm down.
Oh, but throwing out the squaring out, making sure that there's no surprises waiting for him in the brush. And Full Lewis this time split 1-1 and 3. 3 champions in the bottom lane. We have to see if anything happens and if SOFM will be there with his ultimate once again.
It's fine for SFM to push the mid lane because all he has to do is walk down to bot if a fight breaks out and use his Right of the Arcane to support his team while constantly keeping mid shoved to ensure pressure in the mid lane.
Lissandra and Beyond has completed the Azonia's Hourglass. That will be a good opportunity for them to find some fights now that they know that they can't instantly burst the Lissandra down should she get too careless or misuse ultimate on the wrong person.
Vision on the map heavily in favor of HFL. Multiple good pink wards around the river as well as the lanes to spot out any rotations made by 269, whereas 269's wards a bit more defensive in nature.
Full is just camping out the Baron area, just checking for the Steve 269 will be willing to check it, and oh, they do start it up. This is very, very sneaky. 20 minutes, 21 minutes just starting up. The Baron 269 nowhere near to respond to this at all. Full is just so decisive, so aggressive, and this is a very risk positive style play that we always see from Full is they do get the smite, so the smite wall goes in their favor, and now 269 with the Baron on Full Lewis.
Yeah,
They've
like
gotta
I
be
said,
careful.
great vision coming from HFL that allowed them to secure it. Just a bunch of good pink wards around the river, dominating that zone here.
Oh,
Fight
King
breaks
of War
out.
gets caught up, but here comes the Janna Tornado as well. King of War does fall in the end, but Shin is gonna be doing so much damage to Beyond. He does fall, and there's gonna be a 1-for-1 jungler from mid laner. And now Full Lewis with the Baron buff, they're just gonna be shoving down this mid lane turret. They do not get the stun onto Surf, but the siege will continue from Full Lewis. And are they able to get anything else? Hackram has now joined the fight. Violet is doing whatever he can. They get Celebrity in the backline. Shin just birthing him down. Surf the next one to be focused. Buckshot just picking him up. And the stun doesn't land on King J, but Full Lewis is turning around and they will be picking up this inhibitor turret.
Yeah, we'll pick up the inhibitor as well and just pedal to the metal now. HFL finally realizing that they can brute force these objectives once they have the Baron. 269, no good response, getting caught out all across these fights. Beyond as well as Cirque and Celebrity falling to a bit of careless play, I think.
11,000 goal lead in the favor of Full Lewis. They're going to be picking up Dragon number 2 for themselves. That's going to be giving them some structure clearing speed. And that's going to mean that when they siege the bottom lane and top lane out the turrets, they're going to be picking up those fairly quickly.
Yeah, and with the Baron, the 15% additional turret damage counts for so much more when you're sieging together with those empowered minions now. Heaven gonna find the dragon, but will be disappointed to know that it is gone. Triforce now for King J and the Home Guard boots. So a bit of, I want to say, core items being completed for 269 across their team, but just not enough to fight back against what HFL has brought to the table.
I mean, when you're 11,000 gold behind, you have the 2 core items, your opponents we have 3, and at this point in time, you need to stall to the 15-minute, 35-minute stage of the game when everybody has got 6 items, and we are even halfway there yet.
Yeah, we're definitely not halfway there yet. King of War just fighting beyond, fighting a bit too much more than he can chew here.
Oh, is he gonna be able to dodge that? He splashes out that one. He's just gonna be waiting for the rest of the backup, but here comes King J. Vara will be trying to do whatever he can. The response type comes in as well. Collateral damage is good so far. King J is gonna be ticked down by the red buff, and here comes Shin. He gets the kill, and Starfall is hunting for Heaven, who is forced to grab the lantern away to safety.
Great use of the Oracle's lens as well to spot him. Just the one lantern keeping Heaven safe. Great play by Cirque to rescue his teammate, and with that, 269 surrender the bot side of the map, losing 2 members, and with the mid lane being pushed in by SOFF, they have no response to this push.
Oh, Celebrity, the ignite from the Zero round. Yoke comes through. The Celebrity
Oh,
dodges it out. Oh, the turret shot does get him in the end. SOFF, he picks up the kill. He goes in, flashes in, stuns the Rengar. This Zero by SOFF is just so ballsy, just playing assassin style.
Yeah, SOFM playing Assassin Seraph, the new meta for the Vietnamese team here. Paying off dividends. Magi is definitely paying off as well now. Shin pushing in the bot lane. Baron has worn off for HFL, but during the Baron buff period, Fulus has managed to take so many advantages in the form of the inhibitor, in the form of this turret and multiple kills. 269 in a deeper hole than they were before, for sure.
And now SFM is going to be picking up the top lane turret. This Zeref is a one-man duelist show. He pops the ultimate and just splashes the row himself. There we go. How many stacks was that?
It was
I
an
didn't get
8
to see it.
stack on the
8 stacks.
Magi, so SOFM making the Magi cost efficient now. Couple more kills, he's gonna get next stacks, and you know when that happens,
That's quite a few bits. There's
Yeah.
6 more kills to get max stacks.
he needs an ace and someone to spawn and then kill him again.
Bonus donation.
HFL now tunneling on this tier inhibitor turret on the bot lane, engaged by King of War, slows them down, but Shin
There we
gets
go.
hooked up.
Surf pops the box, but here comes the rest of the team just jumping and they're just tearing through the opponent's squad right now. Full Lewis, although SFL doesn't have 20 on the Magi, Southall definitely does right now. And Shin just in the back line, just doing whatever he can. The shield will be popped, Bullet Strike will be trying to slow him down. But now Full Lewis, they're going to be going for broke. That's Nexus turret number 1, Nexus turret number 2. It's going to be falling very shortly. There we go. It's going to fall. And 269 nowhere near spawning to be able to stop this one. 30% on the Nexus, 20%, and that is going to be GG as Full Lewis, they clean this one up.
Yeah, so Full Lewis and 269, 1 game apiece. It's going to be 1 point per team and a draw overall. I want to say how HFL in their games, as you mentioned, very hit or miss. This game they hit.
So SOFF this time with the Ignite Zeref, Assassin Zeref.
Yeah. He's scarier than his LeBlanc, I have to say. So with that, guys, we're going to go for a short break, but